Good morning, and thanks for joining us. Just wanted to take a few moments today. A lot of times when we visit with attorneys and other staff at conferences or trade shows, of course, they're interested in technology, but depending on their age and experience, they're always a little gun shy about, utilizing it in their practice. What we'd like to show you today is, I usually tell people, if you can go online, and most people do every other day at least, and check their bank account and other things, you can utilize this secure platform called legalconference. It's pretty intuitive and very much point and click, so there's really not a lot of things that you can mess up, but let's just kind of walk through the basic steps and give you a brief overview, and then of course if you would like to play with the system, of course, and demo it, we would be happy to assist and walk you through as well. But let's just kind of go through the PowerPoint today about the overview of how to utilize legalconference and implement it into your practice. They have a nice toolbar that can kind of move the picture to the side, but let's just kind of log in, first of all, to the account. That's the main thing. And what you do is you just go to our website, legalconference.com, and you'll see this type of appearance where you'll see quick pass and also some other settings. What we're looking for right now is manage my account, because this will actually, of course, go directly into your email as well as your password that you've set up. And of course, if you didn't remember that, there's a reminder button down below that you can click as well, and it will send you a retrieval on that. But pretty self-explanatory. And we're entering in the email address as well as the password, and then we should be in. Another thing that we've set up is kind of an extra layer of security if you wanted to implement it. I skip this right now most of the time, but if you wanted to have a second point of security, we could send that to your phone via text as well as email, and then you could go that route as well, especially for clients. That might be nice outside of your normal hours. So this is what our lobby looks like. Pretty self-explanatory. We've got a calendar, and then at the top is what I would call more or less the drop zone, and where you're going to create different folders and put different information, and then we'll kind of go from there in terms of what the next step is. Mainly what we want to do is create a folder and put some information in. So within that, you'll go up to the top bar and scroll over, and on the upper right, second in from the right, you'll see new folder. We've highlighted everything here, so it's pretty self-explanatory. You just hit that and add a new folder. Easiest way is just to put in the file name, but there's some other venues you could put in. If you were working with a specific client, you might want to add their email, their work phone, etc. And that kind of highlights some of the things. And at the bottom, of course, you'll see kind of the icon there for a lock, and that actually identifies the folder ID itself. And then, of course, you hit save and add, and we are set. We've actually created a folder here, and there it is. On our main drop area, you'll see that's already set up. So what we'll do now is, usually you hover over it and you'll see three icons appear: open, messages, and edit. But for this case, we'll take a look. You can edit it if you wanted to change the room password. This is where you would actually utilize that. And here's just what that would happen if you actually clicked on that. So there's different ways you can set it up and change that, and even add a sub-admin for a paralegal or secretary to have access. So now we're going to open up the client file and also upload some documents. And again, we're back at the main area. And what we'll do is we'll hover the cursor, of course, back up above, and this time we'll actually open it. So we're now into the folder itself that we've just created. And you'll see four icons up at the top. One of them, of course, is upload a file. We also have a drag and drop zone. That's a nice thing about this system, is there's a few different ways you can actually get information into the folder. And we tried to make it user-friendly and very easy. In this case, what we're trying to do here is we've just minimized the screen, and we're utilizing our desktop as well. So if we had other information on the desktop, or we wanted to, in this case, access other folders, we could go into those and do what we call a drag and drop. In this case, we're highlighting this and we're dropping it with a right click and basically a slide over. So that's pretty much, it's just a drag and drop zone, that whole area of our menu. And this kind of goes hand in hand, showing that you could do one, or you could even hit the control button and do multiple folders at once and then have them load all at the same time. So pretty intuitive, very much pointing and clicking, and it's very nice if you do work from two monitors. So here we are again back into the folder itself. The second option, of course, is uploading a file, which at the top we've highlighted as well. So it's just another way that you can get into the system and get information into that specific client's folder. What we've also done here is we've circled actually one of the files which has editing capabilities. We're the only platform out there that not only merges on-demand video with client files, but we have a lifetime editor. So if you had a client or associate in wherever, they could be at home or across the country or wherever on the globe, you guys could have a live meeting and do live collaboration and pass the baton back and forth and actually review a document and make those changes. Under the file setting, of course, is where you would save them as well as implement any type of passing the baton. In this case, John Doe at the top is actually the person who's in charge now, but of course the host would control that and then actually have final say on that. So mainly that shows again the drop down, how that changes are actually recorded and saved, and now we're actually making a new folder. And within this is again up to your discretion. You can do with it what you want, but you can create subfolders as well within the folder. So if you're dealing with different clients and expert witnesses and attorneys all on one case, they can have access to different folders within that main folder itself. And that's what we see here is in the middle, kind of where we have another area that's a little bit different. Another thing to note, this is actually our private setting. On the public side, they wouldn't see that trash button or any of the subfolders themselves. So in this case, we've created a new folder, and we can create subfolders and call that Mr. Smith. And that's just another picture of that. And then my eyes, and that actually, again, what this highlights is if you just kind of highlight it and put a right click on it, you can make subfolders as well. So you can put images, you can put documents, you can put a testimony, whatever you want. We all accept all those different images, and you can see that type of example of how you can create those subfolders individually within that main client folder information. And what we have here is an opportunity, I believe that says, is that made correct? That's actually to move that actual document itself. So instead of actually dragging and dropping right here, you just right click, hit move, and you can move those into those individual folders that you created. So just another example of really of the uniqueness as well as the fluidity of the system itself. So now we're going to create a room and have some people invited. So first of all, what we need to do is choose what documents that we want them to see, because we can actually store a lot of information and then more or less personalize it to that individual. You'll see actually at the top where we have a make public, and then we've highlighted 4 different documents, and by right clicking you can either check on the box at the upper left, or we can actually right click and make public. And again, those actually show that by being in green now that they are going to be on the public side, and you'll see that we have the availability at the top to go from a private area into the public setting, which of course would be accessed by the clients. So now we're into the public setting, and this is what they see, and all those other documents that were on the prior screen are of course hidden. So we're controlling the environment as well as the information for the other people that are involved in the case. Next, what we'd like to do is, of course, you want to share the information with your partners or clients, and there's a couple different ways to do that. You can always send an email invite. There's also a quick pass, and we'll kind of go over a couple scenarios right now, so it's very easy. This is again back where we are at, and we've highlighted the settings area. And this kind of gives you the file ID as well as the password. So you see at the top, we've highlighted the room number. There's also a quick pass and a password. If you were just speaking with somebody, probably the easiest way to get somebody into our system is have them go to legalconference.com and enter that quick pass. That's immediate, no software download, completely easy for them to do on their end, and then you allow them into the room. If you don't have time to meet with them, you can actually provide the file number or room as well at their convenience without meeting. We can also, of course, change the camera settings. If we're having peer-to-peer or four-way or even five-way, we can change that depending on the need at that time, and then of course you just save those changes. And this is kind of what it looks like. Once we're actually into the room, we would allow somebody in this case it's set up for a one-to-one or peer-to-peer meeting. And again, the documents are already made public, as well as the video is up and live. In a nutshell, what we've done here is created a system that gives you the ability to not only do on-demand video, but to securely and confidentially store and control your documents, as well as share that to your clients, which is really what they want. They're looking for 24-hour access, which this system actually provides in this platform, but at the same time, if you didn't have time to meet with them, you can do a video call if needed. If you have any questions, please give us a call in regards to that, but other than that, thank you for your time and have a great morning.